Okay, y'all, here we are. Like I said, we will be back with part 2 of Big Mama Talk, Big Papa Talk, Big Mama Say, and what they bring to us on the motherboard. And yes, I had to get in some better lighting. Okay, and along from that happening, I left everything out, and Mari got to the energy, and it was joy, and it was loan. So somebody's loan that they probably have gotten, if you were thinking about how that was going to be paid, everything is going to be okay with that as far as what the message was told to me. So don't worry about those loans. Those things are taken care of. And as well as this, you can see joy. Someone tried to steal that joy, take it away, but look at that, it's still whole. Even though a little piece of that joy may have been torn away, right? Just on yourself, know that those little pieces did not affect that entire state of your joy, being that it was even tried to be accomplished, it had not. Okay, so we're gonna go back into what Big Papa talking and what Big Mama got to say, right? So right here, just falling out, we have you're on the right path. 11 means that you're on the right path. And then that 3 keeps coming up. That is definitely something for us to recognize and remember, to be cheerful, enthusiastic, to have fun, and be communicative. And that energy of the 3 is that we love to entertain. That could be all us or be entertained, right? Big Mama. You can be a little more supportive. You know you got it like that. Bust up. Sow a seed. Make it happen. That's definitely Big Mama coming through with that sharing and caring energy, right? And then on the flip, that 3 keep coming up. Something about that. We need more of it. I guess it's making us know to still be cheerful, right? Because we did see that that jar probably was a little bit tampered with, but it's okay to keep on going forward and having that. Know that someone is doing that. Surveillance hacking. Look, it's like Big Papa talking. He said return investments. There's some return investments coming over 1,000 times over 0.000001. Do the math on that. Get paid, but don't chase it. Money management, money magnet, right? Let's take that on out of there. Oh, and look what come behind that. On that with the 9, it says artistic, compassionate, dramatic, and philanthropic. A deep sense of exploration. So go forward for those new things, and right what it said, be more supportive. That came through. So definitely that is the energy of the 9. And let's go ahead on and live in that light, right? Big Mama. Okay, it says the commercial for body oils, and that's not supposed to be in there. But as we can see, there's some things that's coming through. That's a little bit of what it is in the making. Maybe somebody out there they're into body oils, and you need to go ahead on and re-up on those things. Go to those spots that you know where you can get those things from. Eventually you will get the flavors, aromas that you like. And it says, put your money where your mouth is. That's definitely Big Papa saying that like that, because he got it like that, right? We're going to let that be heard what Big Papa said. have been stacking. We're not gonna take it back, right? Let's get some more. Being consistent is your best asset. Study the pace, step by step. Study it as well because you got to see what's in front of you to know where to maneuver, right? Maybe some obstacles right in front of you that you got to get around. So you got to study the pace as you studying it. It's saying, what? That's definitely Big Papa talking. Say all books balanced, all that's paid. Sitting in the trees, high, sky high, time to increase. Okay, getting paid in the shade. And somebody been doing that shadow work side. That's why. You say, come with something to take out on the takeout part. What is that? What it say? Calling your family to get in touch with you. Somebody been doing a little bit some of that. Big mom would say, don't be calling me, asking me about that child. You already should know if that's who you rock with. If you can't get in touch with them, you need to wait. Stop calling everybody looking for who you looking for. You can't get in touch with their family and stuff, right? It might not be time for you to talk to them just yet. And if they are not answering your phone calls, if you know you got the right number, that means to stop calling them. That's what Big Mama I know would say. If nobody don't want to be bothered, leave them alone. You become a botheration. And my Big Mama had to tell it. She said she don't want no botheration around here. What they was doing. Thoughts of you. Dark thoughts of you. They were having dark thoughts of you, and that's why they calling all around. See how things coming up? They wanted you to be submissive on all levels. The 3D, the 5D, the Facebook, YouTube. You cut them deep when you walked away. Don't want you to be happy without them. Can't get you out their mind. They can't get out their own mind about you. That's what's going on. And then the kind of 9, well, they were in reverse with the 9. Artistic, compassionate, they lost all of that. It's 9, I don't know how it come up upside down. We know that it was already in here on the right side, but it had to be put back in the energy to reflect on why this dark thoughts of you was coming through. And look, what come behind that? Temptation. They could not resist those deep desires. They had a lack of willpower. The temptation got a hold. But we're going to get to the seeds that need to be weeded out. That's what we do in our garden. Everything that I know that Daddy taught me, right, as far as how it go. Everything I know that Grandmother taught me. Everything that I know Mama taught me. Everything that I know Auntie taught me. Uncle taught me. When you are digging in the dirt, when you getting into the earth, you're going to uncover all kinds of things that you may never have thought were there. But you got to stay focused on what it is that you're trying to do when you planting those seeds, right? You going up and over in the earth with that shovel, and you making sure that you leave that hole clear of all debris that will hinder that seed from growing. That's what cultivating is. Cultivating beautiful, bright minds that are centered in peace and love and know how to avoid being in hateful situations with their interaction. Big Mama told, she said, stay out the way. When it's not about you, get out the fight. Don't fight somebody else's battles, because all of what they have going on will become your problems. Like Mari said months ago, Mama, don't worry about it. That's their problem. That's not your problem. Out of mouth for babes, right? And we listen to them. That's what Big Mama do. She listened to all hers. What did it say? a setback for a major comeback. That's always what happened. Things have to, like a reset that we went through, or we're experiencing now, or what they're trying to accomplish. We know that some things are going to change, but you can come back after that, because who would have ever thought if some things like, per se, fair use devices as CERN were to set off, would that set back? But we have bounced back. We still here, huh? That sound like Big Papa right there. You better do you, because you can't do me. Big Papa talk like that all day long. And when he doing what he got to do, I got to do what I got to do. Don't ask me why I'm doing what I'm doing. This how I got to do it. You can't do it like me. Every day is a new day to do something great. And that definitely is something that both of them will say. They say, don't be an idle mind. Don't waste your time. And in the flow, what they say? Again, Big Papa coming, saying it again. All books balance, all debts paid. Getting paid in the shade. High sky. Sky high, sitting in the trees. Growth. Time to increase. That's for them seeds working on that shadow side again. And keep telling you what's about to happen for who need to hear this. And when it was earlier that I was doing it, I said, let me get energy who would be on the big book side of things, the business side of things, doing things right with that big business. And I said I needed to know who is possessing that energy of projecting all of those other things towards this person right here. And they say Aquarius is involved with some of what it has been going on behind the scenes, right? This is not what we're talking about. It's not being done to Aquarius. Aquarius is involved with the whole plot, okay? But then here we are right here. This is what it says. You need to learn how to handle rejection better. Move on. You can bounce back. Your person is on the way. Let it go and be at peace. We all could actually use this type of advice. And when one door closes, another door will open. And especially if you got what it was that they told us earlier when Big Papa said, started out the gate from the other read. Especially if you got that. And that's why you got this. Because you don't know how to handle rejection, right? But we gonna get it. And see, the one thing that we missing is that we need to be confident, inventive in ourselves, thoughtful in ourselves, and be a great entrepreneur our own self. We can't we cannot pursue someone else's dreams. When you hear their desires, you can either support them or you can tell them to weigh out their own pros and cons. You cannot decide for them. Somebody got to go with all that mess. And it seems like their mama saying they think they doing a help by all of that talking and gossiping, but the only thing they doing is creating a bigger mess. And it's reflective of their energy and character. Because anybody who know that things and words could make some stuff happen, like Big Papa said earlier in that first read, Big Papa talked, and what he told you, when I let that energy that he came through with, saying what he would do for his, that old time Big Papa, the one who got his, when he come with the 311 on the flip, It's him holding his down. He'll draw it back. And you're going to see that with the 3. See how this draw it back? That's the arrow draw it back. Getting ready to shoot. But he told you, it's time. Even though he got all of that, it's not bullets. It's time. It's words and mics that they using on the mind. They coming through the line. They coming through our lines, through our voices. And I'm thinking about it while I got blue on. I usually would do the pluck on the chakra color wheel, but it's just telling me through that voice. This is what they say. We gonna use all energy. Energy never die, right? So they still alive. Didn't I say that's what he said? 3, 4, 5. We alive. The 311. Hard work is paying off. A lot of people have been putting in hard work for some things that happened for decades, for centuries, and now we're at the turn of those events happening. There's no time for the little mundane, everyday arguments within the hood and ratchet stuff get in the way of Big Mama and Big Papa business. Ooh. And they say, go ahead to that stack because big business just came out your mouth. Let it see. Using your kindness as a weapon against you. Say, Big Mama say, you gotta know when to let them know that your kindness is not for your weakness, but they've been using it, so stop letting them use it. You gotta know that. Let's see. Go into it a little bit more deeper, because we say big business gotta be talked about. Why big business got to be talked about? Because Big Mama say, one thing for sure, my children will never be hungry, and we know that Big Papa backing that up. And then we have that one with us being in our confidence, being inventive, thoughtful, great entrepreneurs upon our own self. Why? Because we have management skills, and then we know that something is going on with those packages, right? And we having problem with that when we dealing with our business, if that's what's going on. But Big Papa Talk said that all books is balanced and all debts is paid. Sitting sky high, sitting in the trees, getting paid in the shed. It's time to increase. That's what it's about. Big business, right? That's what we're dealing with this corporation that we're living in. So why get in the pool and not swim and drown? He said every day is a day to do something great. You better do you, because you can't do me. Big Papa talking that. Set back for a major comeback. And then we know that somebody was in the reverse on the 9 because they were not able to handle that rejection that they were receiving because they had that graveyard love. That's what kind of love they had from receiving a rejection. But somebody got to turn their hate into love. You know that, all of the things that they did was just a misdemeanor offense. And they can get past that if they decide to. And then they say a high honor, tribal codes are going to be what we are respecting. Get back to your way of what you came. And they say, still learning my lessons. All of us should still be learning our lessons unless we're ready to graduate. And then maybe we will escape what it is they call a hell, Sheol, hold. We're being held accountable for what it is our actions are. Remember, this is a life that some of us have a choice to incarnate in, or some of us do not have the choice to be reincarnated in. About learning those lessons, still learning it. How many of them have you lived? How many lives have you lived in lessons to learn? Have you lived in everything, or are you living through everything? Executive board members, somebody on that big business side is involved in that, or maybe that's where you are going to be one day, because that job well done. Don't doubt yourself. You made the right choice at the right time for your life. Don't let nobody else choose for you where you gonna be at. Somebody have to tell them what not to do. Correction is a must. Why would we let that continue going on? We getting back to tribal life and living, and you said that we did not have any police, military, and anything like that involved in it, and we had order. How did we do it? Now, what is it that we need to get back to? Because somebody gonna have to be corrected. How are we going to do that? Let's talk about what it is that they saying. We on the right path as a collective. Let's do more of what it is that they saying, to not do this. Falling on that what? Because you want all safety to protect, to stay connected right here in the mind, right? That head space. You gotta fall on your butt sometime to protect that. They be doing it for the fame. You just doing you, right? We know that there's some things that people want to do because they may have not been in the limelight, or may not have even been saw in any kind of light. They were neglected and rejected all of the time. But now here it is, we coming together and say no one is left behind. Not just a child, because we can exclude adults that may be in that childlike state of mind because they are dealing with things that keep them arrested in their development. It is for us who know how to do better to help them be better, right? Each one teach one. We're reaching one. Why are we putting out messages if we are not being able to clear the air, but only adding more stones to the pond, throwing those stones, right? Creating ripples and wave. Everyone wants to wave, but that's something of a craze. Calling your family to get in touch with you. You big mama say stop doing that. You need to know when to stop trying to contact somebody. Leave them be. Give them their space. But we see that you can't do that. That's why the graveyard love is there. And it don't matter if it's a romantic relationship. There are friends and family members who will love you to the grave from the cradle as well. Been using the Bible on you the whole time, showing what you know. We know that everyone at one point in time know how to get into the word of the Bible, especially if they were indoctrinated into Christianity. And then there's other biblical references for religion practice that teaches them how to be a person if they do not know how to govern themselves, right? And then they say those dark thoughts that they could not get out of their mind about you is what is leading them to feel that way. But Big Papa came and talked, and he said those return investments are coming through with the big business side of it. And no matter if they are surveillance hacking, you still have to go on, because that does not directly cover you. Don't make is what he's saying. Why? Somebody like this may be on that already. There's no need for you to fret. These things are put in place so that we can protect ourselves, right? And this is what it has come to, regardless to whether it is stationary in our state or whether it is globalized worldwide. You hold the keys to your life. Keep them safe. That's what Big Papa would talk about, right? I am a fortress, a safe dwelling place. On the flip side of that, the operations. Maybe in this business, with this big business we going forward, we're looking at it on the positive side as well. We know there's a flip side to everything. You got operations. You can be an operations manager or in that business sector. For those of you who already are operating, parts of your operation need to be revamped or reevaluated, because we did have management in there already. And then we know that in that the surveillance hacking is going on. And It could be because of that operations manager, or that the part of the operation in whatever it is that you're performing is lacking, right? And then we have on that side, it might be because somebody was doing mail fraud, right? But then we're gonna get more of what it is with this big business that Big Papa had to come through and say. These were words that we all have knowledge of, but don't know how they work when they are in use, right? And then we have what? Commercials. So for this, what's going on? It's looking like with everything that is coming out this big business state, and then you holding the keys to your life, keep them safe. You need to manage your operations yourself, because whoever you might be have paid for security is using that in the wrong way, and it's surveillance hacking, and that is causing problem. But then we know that you're in the process of advancing to where you're gonna need commercials for whatever it is that you're doing. And it says on those things, and still in big business, you still need to chant a psalm a day. And that psalm for your life does not have to be what it is that was in the book of Psalms in the King James Version of the Bible written by David, right? Because he had his own battles that he was going through. But we know that they said what they was doing. We know that it said that they've been using the Bible on us the whole time, so that we got to use that same thing too. Because if it is a war that's going on spiritually, you cannot go into that fight without the same tools. And that is the one that they were using. It did not say that they were in the Quran. It did not say they were in the Pibi. It did not say they were in the Kriva Nagas. It said they were using the Bible the whole time. So that's why we got to get back to being able to do that same thing. Oh, on the bottom of that stack when I picked up, let me show you guys this. And it's probably because of what's been going on. Bad business deals. Somebody didn't know what was really lucrative for them, or what was something scheming, trying to fish upon someone upcoming and rising, right? You got to know your sources. And then if you going into business deals, you should be able to be able to look those business organizations up, right? Because we know that there's business, there's business, right? And we know that all of them are not the same or carried out in those fashions, because being in somebody's business, it could be their personal information as far as what's going on inside of their home or outside of it at their jobs as well. But then if you're in their business, you are a part of those operations, and we see that they came up, and then there's some big business deals going on, okay? And we're going to get into it more of what it is that Big Papa is talking about, because this is Big Papa business. Even though Big Mama will be the one to ration everything out, Big Papa is the one who say yay or nay. You hold the keys to your life, so keep them safe. Be that fortress. Don't let all those things on the outside come at you. And then on the cut of that, it says, how you're God, but you put limitations on what and where you can do and be. You fear the unknown. Live in your true light. Demons fear gods, right? So Big Papa said he ain't no demon. That's why demons fear him. And all of his that come through, because they are gods. And in the concept of what we are speaking literally to comprehend the statement as a fact, you know that God created everything. So all of what God has created will bow down. And I think about that when I speak and I look into my mind about what it's saying in the Bible, since I know know that's what they've been using. Big Papa told. He said that he has the power to make everything bow down. So when he's in charge of his angels over you, he will do that. And why did he allow the devil to do what it is that he allowed the devil to do? Is to bring you higher than what it was. So when he send those demons, trust me, they will be doing what it is that they supposed to do, or according to the Most High God and His energy But we know Big Mama gonna step in and do some things too, right? In all fairness, that's the balance of the scales. What is it? A chief financial officer is involved in this thing that's going on. There's some things we need to look into with this big business. That's business that's going on that they're trying to turn into business, so that it can avoid becoming a fail, right? We want to succeed, and we know that the only way to be consistent with success is by failing, because how will you learn how to do better, right? Let's see what else big business, Big Papa want to talk. It's a corporation. And then we know that that has to be available, because we seen that a CFO is involved. We seen that the CEO came up, and then we know that there's bad business deals that's going on, and then there's surveillance hacking, there's packaging problems, or there's packaging success. It could be either way. These things could be very successful, or they can be things that we need to be monitoring of if we know who we are. And then there's this. Somebody's involved in pyramid schemes, and then we can see that there is an investment that Big Papa said that was coming back on a return. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the numbers, and it just came to me. It's like those numbers are reflective of investments that someone can make in some particular type of thing that they have, like with those insurance places and things like that. Those of you who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. And then if you have some what is it called? Contracts that you have bought, or you have investments that you have paid and are sitting back, they could possibly be caught up in a pyramid scheme. But we know that Big Papa said that there's an investment return coming back on that 1/6% times 1,000. And do the math on that. Maybe that's what we're looking forward to.